Looking at these renderings could be looking into the future of Miami International Airport when the central terminal is redeveloped more than 10 years from now, resulting in 2 brand new concourses and room for the jetliners of tomorrow.
41 million passengers is almost what we have now. Okay, for 2020, we could easily have 47 million passengers.
Retired Army Colonel Emilio Gonzalez, who runs Miami International Airport, took me up on the roof of the main terminal for a look at the big changes coming to the way you fly in and out of MIA.
We're preparing to build the terminal of tomorrow today. You just don't do this overnight. We'll be taking down 3 terminals actually, and leaving and putting up 2.
In the space currently occupied by 3 concourses, E, F, and G, 2 new ones will eventually rise, with more space the county can monetize and new gates. And these are artist renderings of what those new concourses could look like.
Does this have anything to do with the fact that planes are getting bigger?
Well, exactly. We don't know what these aircraft are going to look like 15, 20 years from now. So we have to make sure that our gates are as flexible as possible.
This new central terminal, expected after 2020, will link the north and south terminals, so arriving passengers don't have to clear TSA security for connecting flights on other airlines.
It'll be an expensive terminal. You know, we're going to look at state and federal grants. We're going to look at passenger finance charges. We're going to look at our own bonds.
The old main terminal hotel and office tower could also be fading into history.
This particular hotel was built in 1959. This is going to be a multi-billion-dollar project.
The Colonel says this first set of plans is just that, the first set. There's years to go and lots of other designs before anything will be finalized.
We've got our planners and engineers and architects looking at designs, looking at what is in the realm of the possible.
At MIA, Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News. You might not notice the tiny devices attached to the poles as you pass by, but they notice you.
This is something that's very cutting edge in the country, and we're one of the first areas in the country to start doing this.
By the end of the year, cameras and data collectors will cover nearly 56 miles of Broward.
This is now.
Correct.
And this is what's coming.
Correct.
Melissa Ackert oversees the project for the state of Florida that's using data like speeds, volume, and travel times to retime traffic lights on major arteries, based in part on the Bluetooth signal emitting from your smartphone.
It sees you here and it sees you at the next place, and it calculates the travel time and the speeds based on that distance.
It works by monitoring the factory-installed code your phone is always giving off when Bluetooth is enabled.
You're not going into people's cell phones, and you can't say that Johnny Smith was doing
Absolutely
90 miles an hour.
not. No. The algorithms built into the software that the data comes into, it aggregates all that data, and that's what we read, is that aggregated data, the averages. We're not concerned with just one vehicle, we're concerned with the masses.
FDOT runs all that data through computers to get a digital view of how traffic's moving.
If there's a crash, the speeds will drop dramatically.
And when there's a tie-up, they share it with Broward County, who controls the timing of the traffic signals.
They start to figure out the best way to mitigate the traffic through signal retiming.
For years, the focus was on highways we use to commute between home and work. Now the focus is on the roads that feed the highways, called arterials, where your drive starts and ends.
We need to understand those flows better so we can do our jobs better.
For FDOT, the future of traffic monitoring isn't just cameras.
We're not going to look at video and then hope to find the problem.
It's raw data first that can later be verified by looking at a camera on the network.
We are cutting edge. Not a lot of local agencies and departments of transportation in the country are taking this approach.
In Fort Lauderdale, Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.
We impose a limit on people staying in a particular area for a reason. It's to create turnover.
Miami Parking Authority Director Art Noriega talking to a hungry crowd at Waffle Wednesday.
Oh my God.
Hungry for information on Wynwood's street parking situation.
How bad is it here to park?
It's not fun, let me tell you.
It's a huge problem for Wynwood's booming tech sector.
Every single time I have to hire a new employee, I have to think of the meter costs now.
Come Art Walk and come, Art Basel, it's going to get really, really bad here. And we're going to displace 300 employees that work in tech startups.
They want answers to the area's increasingly expensive and limited available street parking.
I don't need to buy 3 hours if I'm only going to be here 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's a major price gouging.
I'm probably the only one here that took the trolley, and yes, I had to work from Midtown, and it's a real pain.
There were also gripes about complicated master meters.
which is annoying for myriad reasons, not the least of which is raise your hand if you know your license plate number right now.
The parking authority says they are shifting from meter boxes to virtual pay systems like pay by phone.
Ultimately, the equipment, as Billy said, can be a little frustrating and also can be a lot for us to maintain.
And the city has big plans for the pay by phone feature. In fact, in the next couple of months, they are working on a plan to do away with the convenience fee that you are charged.
I'm a business owner. I don't care about the politics. I just want the solution.
And a safe solution, considering the available street parking is in an area some in this group call sketchy.
Employees' cars have gotten broken into, taking belongings. We have some female employees, they work sometimes 8, 9 o'clock at night. This directly affects them and how they feel leaving and taking that walk.
Finding the solution is like finding the perfect parking spot. In Wynwood, Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.